Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going to explain about the logical IP addressing, which is subnetting. So, sorry. The first member of the group is Nur Afika bintu Abdul Aziz, and then Nur Izzati binti Khalid, which is me, Nur Adahatul Aina binti Abdul Razak, Nur Aisyah binti Yusuf. Nur Afika and me will be doing the subnetting. As for Nur Adahatul Aina and Nur Aisyah, they will be doing the packet tracer. So task 1, which is subnetting. So this is the questions that has been given, which is the ISP gave an IP address block to MSC Cyberport Sdn Bhd. Divide the given address block to create 11 subnets, 8 subnets for department network, and 3 subnets for inter-router connections. Each inter-router connection requires 2 IP addresses. The number of computers including default gateway each department are as follow, which is the first one is the administration. It has 25 computers, and then personnel, which it has 17 computers, manufacturing 20 computers, design 90 computers, corporate 30 computers, IT support 22 computers, maintenance 11 computers, site office 15 computers, and there also interrupter 1, interrupter 2, interrupter 3, which use 2 ports. So we are going to use from the highest computer host to the lowest. Our group has been given an IP address, which is 215.8.7.0/24. The first one will be the administration. The administration has 25 computers, so we are going to find the subnet mask by using this formula, which is log2, and you're going to take the 25 computer plus 2, you will get log2 27. But if you click in the calculator, you will get a decimal numbers. So we are going to try to find the nearest number of 27, which is 32. And then we are going to put log2 32, and we will get the 5 bits. That is how we get the number of bits borrow. Next is we're going to get the subnet mask by using the subnet mask formula, which is 32 minus the number of bits borrow, which is 5 bits. You will get 27. So this is the default mask in binary, and this is the CIDR. So we are going to convert the binary notation to decimal, and that is how you get the dotted decimal notation, which is 255.255.255.224. And then we are going to find the wildcard by changing the number of ones into 0 and zeros to 1. And then you are going to convert the binary numbers into decimal number, which is you will get 0.0.0.31. That is how you get the wildcard. Next is you are going to find the number of address that is available, which is we are going to use this formula by putting 2 power of 32 minus 27. We will get 2 power of 5, and that is how you get the 32. So 32 is the number of address that is available. Next we will find the host address, which is we are going to take the number of address that is available, which is 32 minus by 2, and you will get 30. Because this is the first subnet, you are going to take 1 minus 1, you will get 0, multiply by 32, which is the number of address, and you will get 0. Then you are going to take the IP address, and you're going to take the 0 and put it at the host ID, which is the 4th bits, and that is how you will get the first address. And then you are going to plus it with the wildcard, and that is how you will get the last address, which is 215.8.7.31. It is also a broadcast address too. And that is how you're going to get the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.1 to 215.8.7.30. By taking the first address of the 4th bits, you are going to plus it with 1. That is how you get the first host IP address range. And then by taking the last address, you're going to minus it with 1. That is how you get the 30, 215.8.7.30. This is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.1. Next is the IT support, which has a 22 computer. By using the same formula as before, we are going to take log 2 and take 22 computer plus 2. We will get log 2, 24. And if you click in calculator, you will get a decimal number. That's why you have to find the nearest number of 24, which is 32. And you're going to click log 2, 32, you will get 5 bits. And that is how you get the number of bits borrow. By using the subnet mask formula, you're going to take 32 minus number of bits borrow, which is 5. That is how you get the subnet mask, which is 27. And then you will get the default subnet mask in binary, and you will also get the CIDR. And then you're going to convert the binary to decimal, and you will get 255.255.255.224. And then you're going to find the wildcard by changing the 1s into 0 and the 0 into 1s, and then convert it into decimal. You will get 0.0.0.31. That is how you get the wildcard. Next, we will try to find the number of address that is available by using this formula, which is 2 to the power of 32 minus 27. You will get 2 to the power of 5, and then you will get 32. And then we're going to find the host address, which is, we will take from the number of address available, which is 32 minus 2, and you will get 30. And next, we are going to find the first address, last address, and host IP address range. Because this is the second subnet, we are going to put 2 minus 1. You will get 1, and then you're going to multiply with 32, which is the number of address, and you will get 32. And then you're going to put 32 in the IP address of the 4th bits, which is the host ID, and that will be your first address. And then you're going to plus it with the wildcard, and that is how you will get the last address, also the broadcast address, which is 215.8.7.63. And then you will get the host IP address range by taking the 4th bits of the first address, by plus it with 1, and you will get the 215.8.7.32 to 215.8.7.62. You will get the 62 by minus 1 from the last address. So this is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.33. Next is the manufacturing, which it has 20 computer. We are going to use the same formula as before, which is log 2. And you're going to take 20, which because the manufacturing has 20, and plus with 2, you will get log 2, 22. Same as before, this one also if we click log 222, we will get the decimal numbers. So we will try to find the number that is nearest to the 22, which is 32. And that is how you will get the number of bits borrowed, which is 5 bits. And then you will get the subnet mask by using the formula of subnet, which is 32 minus number of bits borrowed, and you will get the 27. Next, this is the binary default mask. And then this is the CIDR. And then you're going to convert the binary into the decimal. Then you will get the 255.255.255.224. And then you're going to find the wildcard. You will get 0.0.0.31. Next, you are going to find the number of address that is available, which is 32. And 32 is the number of address that is available. And then you are going to find the host address. By using the number of address, you're going to minus it with 2, and then you will get 30. This is the third subnet. We are going to put 3 minus 1 equal to 2, multiply by 32, you will get 64. And then you are going to put 64 in the IP address of the 4th bits, and then you will get the first address, and then you're going to plus it with the wildcard, and then you will get the last address, also a broadcast address, which is 215.8.7.95. And then you're going to get the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.65 to the 215.8.7.94. This is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.65. Next is the design, which it has 19 computers. We are going to use the same formula, which is log 2. We're going to take the 90 from the number of computer it has, plus with 2, and you will get log 2, 21. And then you will, if you click in a calculator, you will get a decimal number. That's why we have to use the nearest number of 21, which is 32. And then you're going to click log 2, 32, and then you will get 5 bits, which is the number of bits that has been borrowed. And then you will going to find the subnet mask by using the formula of 32 minus 5, and you will get slash 27. 27 out of 32 is ones, and the remaining will be 0. That is how you get the default mask of binary, and then you're going to convert it into decimal, and that is how you get the default mask in decimal, which is 255.255.255.224. And then you will try to find the wildcard 0.0.0.31. And then you're going to find the number of address that is available. You will get 32. And then you're going to find the host address. You will get 30. Because this is the 4th subnet, you are going to take 4 minus 1, and then you will get 3, and then you will multiply it with the number of address, which is 32, and you will get 96. And then you're going to put the 96 into the host ID, which is you're going to take the IP address and put the 96 in the 4th bits, and that is how you get the first address. And then you're going to plus it with the wildcard, and then you are going to get the last address, which is 215.8.7.127. And then you're going to get the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.97 to 215.8.7.126. This is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.127. 105.7.97. Next is personnel, which is, it has 17 computer, and by using the same formula, which is log 2, take the number of computer, which is 17 plus 2, and you will get log 2, 19. If you click in calculator, you will also get decimal number. That's why we are going to find the nearest number of 19, which is 32. And you will get log 2, 32. And then you will get the number of bits, which is 5 bits. And that is the number of bits borrowed. Next, you're going to find the subnet mask, which is 32 minus with 5, you will get 27. Next, you will get the default mask of binary, and then you're going to convert it into decimal. You will get 255.255.255.224, and then you're going to get the wildcard by changing the ones into 0 and the 0 into ones, and then you're going to convert it into decimal. That is how you get the wildcard. Next is the number of address, and you will get 32. And then you will find the number of host address, which is, you will get 30. Next, you're going to put 5 minus 1, you will get 4, multiplied by 32, you will get 128. And you're going to put 128 at the 4th bits, which is the host ID from the IP address that we get, which is 215.8.7.0, but we're going to change 0 into 128. That is also how you get the first address. And then you're going to plus it with the wildcard, and then you will get 215.8.7.159, which is the last address, also the broadcast address. And then you're going to get the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.129 to the 215.8.7.158. This is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.129. Next is the site office remote, which it has 50 computer. Using the same formula as before, we are going to put log 2, and we're going to take the number of computer hosts, which is 15 plus 2. You will get log 2, 17. And then we try to click it in the calculator, and you will get a decimal number. So that is why we are going to find the nearest number of 17, which is 32. And then you are going to take log 2, 32, and you will get the number of bits borrowed, which is 5 bits. And then you're going to find the subnet mask by using the subnet mask formula, which is 32 minus 5, you will get 27. And this is the default mask in binary, as you can see, and /27 over here is the CIDR. You're going to convert the binary into decimal, and then you will get 255.255.255.224. And then you are going to find the wildcard 0.0.0.31, and that's how you will get the wildcard. Next is, we are going to find the number of address, and you will get 32. Next, you are going to find the host address. You will get 30. you're going to take 6 minus 1, you will get 5. Multiply by 32, you will get 160. And by putting 160 at the fourth bits from the IP address that we get, you will get the first address, and then you are going to plus it with the wildcard, and then you will get 215.8.7.191, which is the last address, also the broadcast address. And then you're going to get the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.161 to the 215.8.7.190. This is also the default gateway, which is 215.8.7.161. So that's only from me. Next will be Afika to explain the next subnetting.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afika binti Abdul Aziz. I will continue our subnetting, continue from Nur Izzati. So this is the corporate which have 13 computer. So let's proceed. This is our formula. This is the formula, which is log 2. Log 2, the computer mass plus 2, which is 13 plus 2, equals to log 2, 15. So that we got log 2, 16 because of we find the nearest to the 15. So if we use calculator, we can get 4 bits. So then 4 bits is 4 bits borrow. So then we go through the subnet mask. Subnet mask is this is the formula, which is 32 minus to the bits borrow. So 32 minus 4, which is equals to the 28. So this is 28 change to the binary, we get this. Yeah, and then after that we must change to the decimal, then we can get this, which is 255.255.255.240. So after we get this, we must change it. We must change 1 to the 0, and the 0 equals to the 1 to find the wildcard. So after we change it 1 into 0, 0 into 1, we get this. We must change it into the decimal. So we got 0.0.0.15 equals to, yeah, this is the wildcard. So let's proceed. This is the number of address. We find it by using this formula. 2 to the power of 32 minus 28. 28 is our CIDR, and then equals to 2 to the power 4 to the power of 4 equals to 16. So for the host, we just use from number of address, we must minus 2, and then we got 14. And then for the subnet, this is corporate is the subnet 7. So for find the subnet, we must minus 1. So 7 minus 1 equals to 6. Multiplied by 16. 16 is the number of address, and then we get 96. So for the 96, we will put into the first address. This is our IP address, and so we just put 96 in the fourth in our first address. So this is our wildcard. First address must add to the wildcard to get the last address. So this is the last address, but we do not use this. We use this because if we use this, we will get the overlapping. So we just continue. We find this 192. It will be our first address because we just continue from the before our this site office because it will not be overlapping if we use if we just continue it. So before this, from the site office, we get the last address of site office is the 191. So we just continue it. So then we just use this 192 for our first address of this corporate. So we just continue. We just add it with the wildcard, which is 0.0.0.15. So we can get 215.8.7.207, which is our last address of this corporate. So for the host IP address range is 215.8.7.193 to 215.8.7.206. We find this our range we find from this. Our first address must add 1 to get this host IP range address. Host IP address range. Sorry. So this is for find this, we just find from the last address, which is 207, just minus 1. So we can get 206. So let's proceed. So next is the maintenance, which have 11 computer. So we just use the same formula as before, which is log 2. The computer, which is 11, we'll add 2 equals to log 2, 13. And then the nearest to the 13, we just use log 2, 16. And then we got 4 bits per road. So for the subnet mask equals to the 32, which is its formula, we'll minus to the 4, and then we get this IDR. And then this IDR we change to the binary. This is the binary, and then this is the CIDR, and then this is we change the binary into the decimal. We get 255.255.255.240, and then after we get this, we just change 1 into 0, 0 into 1, and then after we change it, we just change to the decimal to get the wildcard. We get the wildcard is 0.0.0.15. So let's proceed. The number address. The number address is equals to the 2 to the power of 32 minus 28 equals to 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. And then the 16 is for its number address, will minus to the 2 equals to 40. So maintenance is the subnet E. So subnet E must minus to 1, and that equals to 7. 7 will multiply the 16. 16 is the number of address. We get 112. And then for the for the first address, we just put this for the first address in the fourth, and then we just plus to the wildcard. But we do not use this for our first and last address. We just continue from the before, which is the corporate. The last address of corporate is 207, so that we use this 208 for our first address for maintenance, and then we just add to the wildcard, which is 0.0.0.15, and then we get 215.8.7.223, which is our last address. So the IP address range is 215.8.7.209 to 215.8.7.222. We just add the first address 208, we just add 1, then we get 209, and for the last address we just minus 1, we get 222. Okay, next. For the interrouter 1, we use 2 parts. So let's proceed. We just use same formula, which is log 2. Oh no, we not use the simple formula. We use same formula to find it, which is log 2 plus 2, because 2 is the 2 parts. Okay, so we just plus 2. This is the formula, and then we got logs 2 4. Logs 2 4 equals to 2 bits, and then for the subnet mask, this is the formula, which is 32. Well, minus 2, we got 30. 30 is the CRDR. So this is the CRDR. This is the CRDR changed by the binary. So this is the IDR. And then we change it into the decimal. We get 255.255.255.252. And then we change 1 into the 0, 0 into the 1, and then we change it back into the decimal to find the wildcard. Then we get 0.0.0.3. So for the number address, we just use this formula, which is 2 to the power of 32 minus 30. 30 is the subnet mask, and then we get equals to 2 to the power of 2 equals to 4. So the host we get from the number of address. We got from number of address, and then we just minus 2. 2 is and then we got 2. So for this is our subnet 9. Interrouter is our subnet 9, and then 9 is minus 1, and then we get 8, and then 8 must multiply by 4. 4 is our host, and then equals to 32. So 215.8.7.32 is our first address. We get from this, and then we just add the wildcard, and then we get 215.8.7.35. But we do not use this because it will be overlapping, so that we just continue from before. We use the 224 because before we get the last address, we get 223. So we just continue it, and then we got 224 for the first address, and we just add the wildcard, which is 0.0.0.3, and then we get 215.8.7.227, which is our last address. And then for the host IP address range equals to the 215.8.7.225 to 215.8.7.226. So we find this from the first address, which is 224 plus 1, and then we get 225. And for this, we just minus from the last address, which is 227, minus 1, we get 226. And then we proceed to the interrouted 2, which is have 2 parts. Okay, this is same formula as before, which is log 2 plus 2 equals to log 2, 4, and equals to 2 bits. And then for the startnet mask, which is minus 2, which is 32 minus 2 equals to 30. 30 is our CIDR, and then this is our CIDR. It changed by the binary, and then we change it by the decimal. So we got 255.255.255.252, and then the 1 we change to the 0, 0 change to the 1, and then we change back to the decimal, and then we get 0.0.0.3 as its wildcard. And then let's proceed for the number of address. Number of address, which is 2 to the power of 32 minus 30, which is 30, our subnet mask equals to 2 to the power of 2 equals to 4. And then our host, we just got from the number of address, which is 4, which minus 2 equals to 2. Okay, for the this is interrouted 2 is the subnet 10. So subnet 10 must minus into the 1, and then we get 9 multiplied by 4 equals to 36. So if we calculate, we just put the fourth of the first address, which is 36, and we just add to the wildcard, which is 0.0.3, and then we get 215.8.7.36, which is our last address. But we do not use this. We do not use this for our first address, last address, whose IP address range. We do not use this because it will be overlapping. So we just use this. We just continue from before interrouted 1, which is we get 227 for the last address of interrouted 1, and then so we just continue so that we get 228 for our first address in interrouted 2. So 215.8.7.228 will plus the wildcard, which is 0.0.0.3, and then we get 215.8.7.231 for our last address in interrouted 2. So our host IP address range equals to 215.8.7.229 to 215.8.7.230. So we get 229 from the first address. We just add 1, so we get 229, and then this we get 230 because of we get from the last address, we just minus 1, and then we get the 230. And then let's proceed to the interrouted tree, which is use the two parts, same as before. And then this is our formula. We use log 2. 2 is the parts, and must add 2 equals to log 2 4. And then we got 2 bits for the subnet mask, which is 32 minus 2 equals to 30. And then this is the binary, and then this is our CIDR, and the binary must change to the decimal. We get 255.255.255.252, and then we change the 1 into 0, 0 into 1, and then we change back into the decimal. We get to get the wildcard, and then this is the wildcard, which is 0.0.0.3, and then proceed. Our number address, this is our formula, which is 2 to the power 32 will minus to the 30 equals to 2 to the power of 2 equals to 4. For the host, the number of address must minus to the 2. So 4 minus 2 equals to 2. And then interrouted tree is the subnet 11. So the subnet 11 must minus to the 1 equals to 10 multiplied by 4. We got 40. So we just the first address is our we just put 40, and then we just plus to the 0.0.0.3, which is our wildcard, and get the last address, which is 215.8.7.43. And then got the host IP address range, which is 215.8.7.41 to 215.8.7.42. But we do not use this for our first address, last address, and host IP address range. We do not use this. We just continue from before, which is our interrouted 2, we got 231. So our interrouted 3 for the first address, we used we just continue. We got we just add 1, and then this is our first address, which is 232. So 215.8.7.232 just plus to the wildcard. Our wildcard is 0.0.0.3. Then we got 215.8.7.235 for our last address. So our host IP address range is 215.8.7.233 to 215.8.7.234. So for this, we just find from the first address, we just plus 1, we got 233, and this we got from the last address, which is 235 minus 1, we got 234. So that's it. Our subnetting. That's how we find the subnetting for these stats. And then we just continue for our another member. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, hi and assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Adahatul Nabil Abdul Razak. So for today, I will show you the network topology. Okay, as you can see, this is our group design. Okay, in this network topology, we have 3 router and 8 subnet, which is each subnet must have two computer for the connection between the PC and switch. As you can see, this is the subnet 1. We have two computer, which is admin 1 and admin 2, and this is the connection between switch. Okay, subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3 will connect to the router 1, and subnet 4, subnet 5, and subnet 6 will connect to the router 2, and the others, which is subnet 7 and subnet 8, will connect to the router 3. So each subnet will connect to different router. Okay, that's all for network topology. Okay, next, network configuration and testing. Okay, I will configure each computer and the server with the correct IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway based on the information table 1. Okay, as you can see, I already put all the information based on table 1. So I just need to see the information and do the configuration. Configure the PC. Okay, here we go. This is the admin 1. Okay, the IP address is 215.8.7.2, and the subnet mask 224, and the default gateway would be 215.8.7.1. Okay, just to double confirm, just to make sure that all the information is correct. So yeah, next we move to another PC, which is the admin 1. Admin 2. Okay, for the admin 2, the default gateway would be same because PC, okay, because admin 1 and admin 2 in the same line, which is the default gateway would be same. Okay, the IP address is 215.2.8.7.3, and the default gateway will be same as the admin 1. So just to make sure that all the information is correct, so just double confirm the information. Okay, correct. Okay, next we move to another PC, okay, which is subnet 2. Okay, in subnet 2, we have two PC, so just configure each PC. Okay, the first one is IT support 1. Okay, the IP address would be 215.8.7.34, and the subnet 1 same with the subnet 2, and the default gateway would be 215.8.7.33. Okay, for subnet 2, PC 2, which is IT support 2, the default gateway would be same as the IT support 1 because they are in the same line, which is the default gateway, must be the same. Okay, sorry, this is 35. Okay. Okay, just to make sure that all the information is correct, just you need to double confirm. Okay, this is correct. So next we move to another subnet, which is subnet 3 and manufacturing 1. Okay. IP address for the manufacturing 1 is 215.8.7.66 Okay, the subnet mask will be the same, and the default gateway would be 215.8.7.95. Okay, just to make sure that all the information correct, so you just need to check the details. Okay, this is correct, and move to another PC. You need just repeat the same ways that we already do it. So yep, 95. Okay, don't forget that they are in the same way, the same line, so the default gateway must be the same. Okay. Okay, just to double check, and yeah, correct. Okay, just use the same ways to another subnet and another PC. So I already put all the information, so okay, you can see this, all the information already added. Okay, this is for the design 1, this is for the design 2, and this is for the subnet 5, which is personal 1, and this is for the personal 2 in subnet 5. Okay, and next the subnet 6, and which is the site office 1. Okay, next site office 2. Okay, next the subnet 7. Okay, I already configure the other subnet, so I just show you that all the information is same as table 1. Okay, next corporate 2. Okay, and the last one is subnet 8, and this is for the maintenance 1. Okay, and this is for the maintenance 2. Okay, okay, I have done my part, so next I will pass to Aisha to the next point, which is to configure switch, configure router, and she will ping the the PC, router, and switch, and trace it. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Aishamin Yusuf, and now I will continue what Adhatul Aina already done. Okay. Secondly, configure each router port with the correct IP address and subnet mask. Okay. for router 1, I'm sorry, I cannot show how I done it because I can't record the CLI screen. Okay, this is for router 1. Okay, this is the command of router 1. Firstly, need to enable the router and then configure terminal and insert the port of the router 1 and next IP address, the correct IP address and subnet mask, and then that's all for router 1. Next, router 2, because router 2 have 2 ports, so it need to configure 2 ports. Okay. This is for first port, the IP address. It connects to subnet 4, 5, 6, ports 2. Port 1 connect to subnet 4, and then this is for subnet 5 and 6, the correct IP address and subnet mask. Next, router 3. Same goes to router 1. The port of the router 3 is serial 030 and the IP address and subnet mask. That's it. Then move back to packet tracer. Test the connectivity between computers within and between subnets using ping and traced command. Firstly, admin1 desktop command prompt, then ping the IP address. Okay, send 4, receive 4, then trace the IP address. Trace complete. Okay. This is how it looks. This is a ping for admin1 and then trace it admin1. Next, okay, admin2 desktop command prompt ping and okay, then trace it IP address. Trace complete. Okay. This is for admin2. Send 4, receive 4. Trace it. Trace complete. And then move back to packet tracer, IT support 1. desktop command prompt, ping the IP address. Oops, incorrect IP address. Enter the correct one. Okay, and then trace it. IP address. Okay. This is for IT support 1. Ping and then trace complete. Next, IT support 2. Desktop command prompt, ping trace it 35. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. Ping IP address IT support 2 and then tracing root, trace complete. Back to 1. Next, move on to manufacturing 1. Desktop command prompt, ping 58.7.66. Okay, trace it 87.66. Trace complete. This is for manufacturing 1, the ping and the tracing route. Correct IP address. Okay. Next, manufacturing 2, ping the IP address 67. Okay, and then trace it the IP address 67. Trace complete. Okay. This is it for manufacturing 2. Ping trace complete. And move on to next router 2 subnet 4 design 1. Desktop command prompt, ping 8.7, the IP address is 98. Okay. Trace it to port 158768. Enter. Oh, incorrect. 7.6. Okay, tracing route. And next. Okay, this is for design 1. Ping and tracing route. Okay. Next, design 2. Ping 0.7.6898 and trace it 58798. Okay, trace complete. Is it for design 2? Ping the IP address, trace it, trace complete. Then personal 1, desktop, command prompt, ping IP address, the IP address 130. Then trace it, IP address 0.7.130, trace complete. Okay, this is it. The pinging and tracing route for personal 1. Okay. Next, personal 2, desktop, command prompt, ping 7 121, enter. Okay, the trace it. For personal 2, pinging, tracing route, trace complete. Move on to site office 1, desktop, command prompt, ping, IP address 162. Then trace it 162. Trace complete. Okay. This is the pinging and tracing route for site office 1. Move back. Site office 2, desktop, command prompt, ping 163. Trace it 163. Trace complete. Okay. Pinging and tracing route for site office 2. Then move on to router 3, subnet 7, corporate 1, desktop, command prompt, ping 194. 7.194. Then trace it 587 194. Okay, trace complete. For corporate 1, the pinging and trace it. Next, corporate 2, desktop, command prompt, pin 195. Then trace it 7195. Trace complete. I'll show you. Okay. Send for receive 4, loss 0. 0% left. Loss. Submit 8, maintenance 1. Desktop. Command prompt. Pin 1.5.8.7.1210. And trace it. IP address 10. Okay. Pinning and tracing route. Trace complete. Next. Lastly, maintenance 1. Maintenance 2. I'm sorry. Pin 28711. And then trace it. The IP address 1. Trace complete. Okay. The last one for maintenance 2. The pinning and tracing route. Okay. Now I will try to test the connectivity. Successful. Successful. Submit to successful. IT support to says manufacturing 1, then manufacturing 2. Both of them are successful. And then the router 2 design 1 and design 2 successful. Personnel 1 and personnel 2 successful. Next, site office 1 and site office 2 successful. Then router 3, corporate 1 and corporate 2 successful. Maintenance 1 and maintenance 2 successful. Next, router 1 to router 2, router 2 to router 3, back, router 3 to router 2, router 2 to router 1. Then I will try subnet 1, subnet 2, admin 1, IT support 1, and then admin 2, IT support 2, admin 1, manufacturing 1, IT support 2, manufacturing 2. So next, design 1 to personnel 1, personnel 2, design 2, site office to personnel 2, site office 2 to design 1, design 2 site office 2. Next, corporate 1 to maintenance 1, corporate 2 to maintenance 2. Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.